welcome to the Sports Show with Bob Spino, where we're talking the 2021 NCAA men's basketball tournament. And we're going to go over each and every one of Bob's picks for this year and to find out if this man is truly a sports prophet in his predictions. How you doing, Bob?
Great, Rob. How you doing?
This is my favorite time of year when it comes to sports. I've probably said that 100,000 times. The tournament is upon us. I wish everyone could have the entire 3, 4 weeks off to just watch the tournament and talk about the tournament like the old school Roman games. But here we are nonetheless, although in a diminished form. The tournament is back, and I'm hoping for a great one. How about you?
Oh, definitely. I think everybody missed the fact that we didn't have it last year, and I think it's going to be good, like it always is. These kids always make it exciting, so we should have a lot of fun with this.
I agree. So why don't we just jump right into it, Bob? Were you able to access the bracket?
I have the bracket. Yes, I do. Yes.
So
Let's
why
let's
don't we
let's go.
start in the West region?
Okay.
So it looks like in the West region, we have the 1 seed Gonzaga versus the 16 seed play-in winner Norfolk State or Appalachian State.
Well, let's think about that. Okay, Gonzaga.
Gonzaga. Yeah, I don't see
Uh,
the UMBC upset happening there.
no.
Okay, then next we have the 8 seed Oklahoma versus the 9 seed Missouri.
I've done like a million pools here. And 8-9 is always tough. As a rule, nine usually beats eight for whatever reason. And the strength of schedule actually for Missouri, they're fourth in the country, so they could win this game. And the points for and against are pretty even. And so it could go either way. Maybe Oklahoma, maybe you know what? After looking at this, I'll say Missouri. And I did say them in a few polls. The only thing about Missouri is they only shoot as a team from the foul line, which is really big. 69%. Oklahoma shoots 74 and a half. And yeah, I mean, it's really a toss up. Mm, maybe Missouri. Maybe not. I'll say Missouri.
No, I think now that you say that, now you have me thinking because
Right, right.
who's got the better conference? Is the SEC better than the Big 12?
Uh, no, the SEC, even Kentucky wasn't all that good this year. They didn't even make it. So, and they're usually the team. But I say no, it's definitely not that good. So, and Missouri clearly had a much tougher schedule. They were actually 4-2 against the top 25. Oklahoma was 5-7. So again, that nine could snip the eight. I'm going to go with Missouri.
I'm gonna go with Oklahoma actually, Bob, only because I have some friends whose family went to Oklahoma. That's the
Well,
basis for my pick.
that's a good reason.
Good reason as any, right?
Good
So
reason is in.
moving on, we have the infamous 5-12 matchup that the NCAA seems to be good about getting that kind of pull people into the idea of the upset. And you have for the 5 seed Creighton and the 12 seed I think it's UC Santa Barbara.
Right. Uh,
Creighton kind of limped into the tournament.
yeah, they did.
And didn't they have some drama there with the coach?
They did. But I think Creighton is just better than these teams. So I don't think that UC Santa Barbara is going to beat them. I really don't.
I'm gonna go with you on that. I think they have a little time off. They did win a bunch. They got the 5 seed, so they had an overall good year despite the recent slump. So yeah, I'm gonna agree with you and go with Creighton, the 5 seed.
Right. And believe it or not, this thing is sticking a little, so I really can't see the
Now,
stat here. I'm
is your
some.
bracket filled out by any chance?
It is filled out,
Okay, so you so
but
you
I
know
mean,
all the different. You have everything picked for the everything.
yeah, I do.
Okay.
Uh, and in some like with the 8-9. I lean towards Missouri early, but when you have as many brackets as I filled out, you can change it and put Oklahoma in the next one. So you know, but I think Missouri and then Creighton. I definitely think Creighton. They are uh, they are much better um, than Santa Barbara. So
Okay, so moving on, we have the 4 seed Virginia against the 13 seed Ohio.
yeah, you know, in this one that I'm looking at now, I actually picked Ohio.
Really? I'm
Uh,
shocked.
yes, yeah. Well, okay, because first of all, even though Virginia had played a much tougher schedule, uh, they don't score a lot of points. Okay, they never have. They don't give up a lot, but um, I they're 1-3 against the top 25. Um, the conference record is 13-4, which is good, but Ohio's 9-5. I mean, and they score 80 points a game. So I don't like if you can't score, you can't win. And Virginia, there was many years where they were number one and they didn't win. They got upset before they finally did win. And that year they were blessed because Purdue had them beat. I mean, really beat. I don't know how the Virginia pulled it out, but I love Bennett, but the thing is, he doesn't coach enough offense. I believe they did the same thing when he was at Washington State. So I'm going to lean for an upset and a 5-12. Sometimes, that
Well,
happens.
this is the
You
4 and
know the
13, Bob.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Well, that happens too.
Yeah, the 13 sometimes wins.
That's right. It does. And I'm going to get my glasses so I can see them.
So I completely disagree with you. I don't think Ohio has a chance. Virginia easily takes care of Ohio.
Right.
Um,
And they could. And they
I
could.
just don't see Ohio winning that game in any way.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how the COVID. Now remember, Virginia did have a COVID positive, and that they had to leave the ACC tournament. I'm not sure what impact that will have, but regardless, I still believe Virginia will win that game.
Mm-hmm. And they may.
They might.
They may.
So
Yeah.
moving on to the 6-11 matchup, number 6 USC versus number 11 Wichita State and Drake play-in winner.
Yeah. We don't even know who SC's really playing yet. I did pick them, though. Drake, I don't know much about, although they have a pretty good record from what I heard. And Wichita State is supposedly good, although I don't trust them. So, and SC has a big guy. They have a big center. He's good. He's one of the best players in the country. So I'm going with SC.
Yeah, I believe Wichita will win the playing game, and then I don't really like USC,
Right.
but I think you know what? I'm gonna go with USC too. I don't. This is Wichita has had better years than this, and they're not what they were. And Drake,
Right.
I don't. They lost in their championship game against Loyola Chicago, I believe, and I think Wichita is better than them. So we'll see. We'll see. That's a tough one. USC though for my pick officially.
Right.
Moving on, we have the 3 seed Kansas versus the 14 seed Eastern Washington.
Kansas. They have a great coach. They're still Kansas. They're not as good as they have been in the past, but they're better than Eastern Washington. So
I
I got
agree. I
Kansas.
don't think there's really much to discuss in this matchup. Kansas is the superior team and should take care of business.
Right.
Moving on to the 7 seed Oregon versus number 10 VCU.
Yeah. I picked Oregon. They have a great coach, and they had a tougher schedule, and they pretty much are better than better across the board in every category. So I got Oregon.
I also have Oregon. VCU is not the VCU of old. They did.
No,
I
no.
think they played St. Bonaventure in the A10, and they were handled pretty well. I don't
Right.
think they have the horses to beat Oregon.
No, I don't either.
Uh,
I got Oregon.
Moving on, I'm so tempted with this one, Bob. It's the two.
Yeah,
It's
I
the
know you
two
are.
seed Iowa versus the 15 seed Grand Canyon.
Yeah, Grand Canyon. I looked at it the first time. I'm going, they have a team, you know.
Dan
Uh,
Marley, I
yeah,
think. I think he's
yeah,
still coaching there.
yeah. I think he is. They have a. They are. They score 75 points a game. Grand Canyon. Iowa scores 83. Iowa's solid. They have a great player, one of the best in the country. Mm, I'm going Iowa.
I wanted to pull the trigger on this upset, but after you and I talked the other day, I think that that center is just I don't. They're not going to have an answer for that guy, and I think
Yeah, they got a
Grand
great
Canyon
player.
gives him a fight, but I got to go with Iowa.
Right.
All right, so that concludes the West bracket with Gonzaga as the one, Iowa as the two,
Right.
and moving on to the East bracket.
You want to stop there and you don't want to
Or do
pick
you
these?
want to? Well,
Okay.
it's up to you, Bob. We can go. We can just focus on one bracket and then complete that and move on to the next, or stay in the round of 64. Whatever you want to do.
Um, I guess we could complete it and then just move on.
So complete the bracket.
Yeah.
Okay. So the
Uh,
second round has, according to your picks, you have Oklahoma. I'm sorry, you have Gonzaga, the one seed, playing Missouri, the nine seed. Who do you like in that
yes.
matchup?
Um. Oh, Gonzaga.
I like Gonzaga too. I don't. I think they're too good for Missouri or Oklahoma, no matter who wins that. I don't see Gonzaga losing second round.
Right.
All right, then
Right.
the other
Yeah.
matchup in the round of 32 in the what is it? What did I say? The West bracket. We have you chose Creighton and you chose Ohio, right?
Yeah, I did. I did.
So let's hypothetically assume that's what happens. Ohio pulls the upset. And they're going against Creighton. Who do you got?
um. The funny thing about the Cinderellas, they do knock teams off, but usually very early. After that, they don't. Um. I guess maybe Creighton. In a close one. Ohio scores almost 81 points a game, and they give up 73, and Creighton gives up 68. Yeah, probably Creighton, I would say.
So you're going to go with Creighton to the Sweet 16. So if it is
Yeah.
Ohio and Creighton, I would go with Creighton. I don't think that's going to be the case. I think Virginia beats Creighton and goes to Sweet 16.
Okay. And that could be right.
All right. Next up, we have the winner. You chose
Well,
USC.
well,
Go ahead.
didn't Virginia have problems with the flu?
Yeah, they draw after they beat Syracuse on a buzzer beater. One of the
Right.
players that
Right.
played in that game, I don't know who, tested positive. They dropped out of the ACC tournament. I don't know who that player was or if that player can play in the tournament, but that might have had
Right.
that might have an effect on their play. Who I don't know. So that
Right.
needs to be taken into account, and that favors your upset pick.
Mm-hmm.
So
And that's another reason I did it.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
I don't.
Uh,
I still don't think Ohio can beat them. So the
okay.
next round of 32 matchup, you chose. We basically both chose USC and Kansas.
Mm-hmm. I'm going with SC.
Are we just a little Pac-12 bias here, Bob?
One thing I noticed about the Pac-12, they actually do really well in the tournament, even if they don't do well during the season. And we have a center. Kansas isn't the same team. They have the better coach. Obviously he's a great coach, but I'm leaning towards SC. And although I have some bias towards the Pac-12, I'm not a big SC fan, being a UCLA guy. But I think SC's going to take them out. When you have centers, if you use them right, no one can really stop you in this tournament.
I'm gonna disagree and go with Kansas. I think
Mm-hmm.
they will take that game, and just because they're Kansas, pretty much. That's my whole
Right.
argument in favor of them in that matchup. So you got USC in the Sweet 16.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Here we go. We have another, based on your pick, we have another Pac-12, you have number 7 Oregon versus number 2 Iowa in the second round.
Yeah. Um, Oregon didn't play well down the stretch, but they're still pretty good and they're well coached. But Iowa's got a little too much. I think I'm taking Iowa.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Iowa as well. The more I think about that center play is really like you've talked about how important it is. Uh,
Oh
Dominant
yeah,
center can really make a difference.
very, very important. That's why I took SC, by the way. And the two centers are going to play each other if I'm right about SC because it'll be Iowa
It
SC.
probably would be a good match. I mean, good game to
It
watch.
it actually would. It actually would. And SC scores 74 points a game. Iowa scores 83. That's a heck of a lot, almost 84.
Hmm.
Uh, and Iowa gives up a few more points a game than SC does. And but SC has the 16th best strength of schedule, so that's not shabby. Iowa has five, but that's still not shabby. So you know,
Not shabby at all, Bob.
no. So
So we're in the Sweet 16 in the West bracket.
yeah,
And you have Gonzaga, I believe,
yep,
playing Creighton.
yep, yes, they'll beat Creighton.
Yeah,
I
I
don't.
don't think Creighton will make it that far, but I do believe Gonzaga will beat whoever they play in the Sweet 16, including Virginia, if they make it.
Gonzaga is going to be a hard out this year because they have two. I mean, usually one great NBA future NBA star on your team can get you winning it all. Being Syracuse, you would know that with Melo, but they have two, so they're going to be really hard to take out. And they score over 90 points a game, almost 95, I believe, 94 and change maybe. Let me look it up. Oh, 92. Yeah, okay. Yeah. So that's a lot, especially for college when you don't play 48 minutes like the NBA. So yeah, Gonzaga. I got them beating Creighton and then eventually beating Iowa when they play them.
All right, so the other Sweet 16 matchup, you have, I think you picked USC and
Yeah.
you got Iowa. So you just kind of gave it away. You're picking Iowa.
Yeah, I'm picking Iowa. They're better than SC, but they both have big men, and that's really important. That's going to be a good game, actually. And one thing about the Big Ten, I noticed, even when they were really good in the past, it doesn't mean anything now. Obviously, I know a lot of people like to link up the past to now, but the truth is, for whatever reason, once the tournament starts, the Big Ten does not do as well as they should, and that has happened in the past. Let's see if it happens now. It may happen to Michigan because of their injury, but we'll see.
So I would actually have Kansas beating. Who did I have them beating? I would have
You had
Kansas
them.
beating Iowa in the Sweet 16, going to play Gonzaga in the Elite Eight.
Oh, that's I just you're overestimating Kansas, maybe because of their name. I know
Probably.
they have a great yeah, I know they have a great coach, but there's no way in heck they're going to do that. I don't see it. I just think I was going to take them out. Um, if they get that far, I think SC is going to take them out. But if you're right, I think I was taking them out. Either way, I think they're taking them out.
All right, so that pretty much wraps up the Sweet 16. So our Elite Eight, you have Gonzaga playing Iowa.
I do. I
You have
do.
Gonzaga. Yep, you have Gonzaga playing Iowa in the Elite Eight. I would have Gonzaga playing Kansas. Who do you have winning Gonzaga versus Iowa?
Gonzaga.
I would have Gonzaga beating Kansas.
Okay.
Putting Gonzaga into the Final Four for the West region. We're
Mm-hmm.
both picking
Mm-hmm.
Gonzaga to get to the Final Four in the West region. It's just a bit of a different path as far as I'm concerned.
Right.
So
Right.
that sums up the West bracket. Gonzaga in the Final Four.
Mm-hmm.
Moving on to the East. You
Okay.
have number 1 Michigan versus number 16 uh, MTSM and Texas Southern. Who's MTSM?
Uh,
I apologize to
I don't know.
MTSM. I just don't know what school that is.
Yeah. Let me look.
It's not Middle Tennessee.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, in any case, I have Michigan. So
Yeah, I don't think you're going to get many people picking against that Michigan talented Michigan team in that matchup.
yeah, but their second leading scorer is out indefinitely, so he may not play. And my brother even told me on the phone that people on ESPN are saying they may not go very far now because of it.
Oh, so now we got a trump card here. We got a wild card.
Yeah,
All right, we'll see what happens. Next you have LSU and St. Bonaventure. 8 LSU, number 9 St. Bonaventure.
yeah. I have LSU. I think. I looked them both over, and both are strength of schedule and rank is pretty much the same. LSU was 2-5 against the top 25. Um, but I'm leaning towards LSU, so I would say LSU.
I'm going to go with St. Bonaventure. They just won A10 pretty convincingly. They do have a solid center in terms of being a defender. I think he could do some damage. I'm going to go with St. Bonaventure. They got a good coach. They're pretty talented, and it represents Western New York, which I'm very fond of. So yes, I'm going number 9 St. Bonaventure over LSU.
Mhm.
Next is the another 5-12 matchup, Colorado versus Georgetown. Georgetown went on a pretty wild Big East tournament run. Um, I'm going with Colorado.
Yeah, me too. Georgetown, they're not as good as Colorado. Colorado has some big men and they shoot well. I think UCLA should have beat them a few weeks back, except for that one little stretch of the game, which pretty much turned the game. But I'm going Colorado.
Absolutely. Colorado to the round of 32. Okay, so the
Uh,
4 and 13 matchup, you have number 4 Florida State, number 13 UNC Greensboro.
yeah, Florida State.
I'm going Florida State. Leonard Hamilton's a good recruiter, got a lot of talent there. They seem to make deep runs now in the tournament. So, yes, I'm going with Florida State. In the
Mhm.
6 and 11 matchup, you have the number 6 seed BYU versus the number 11. That's here's your boys. It's the winner of the Michigan
Mhm.
State UCLA game.
Yeah, I think we're going to win. MSU is not nearly the team they once were. I know they were in a tough conference and all that, but uh, and UCLA's had injuries and all kinds of problems, but I think they're better than MSU, and I think they'll beat them.
Well, I believe the winner of the Michigan State UCLA game will beat BYU. I'm having a real
You
tough
do?
time picking this MSU UCLA winner. I
Uh,
keep drawing a blank. I can't. I'm literally on the fence completely.
yeah, because so many things have happened to both teams. Uh, and MSU just wasn't very good, especially beginning of the year. Uh, I'm just leaning towards UCLA.
So when I encounter a pick like this, I like to utilize a fun app called the Universe Splitter. And basically,
Mm,
it provides a true random outcome. Think of a pure coin flip. So,
right.
because I'm so dead center on this matchup, as you can see
Mm.
in this app, can you see it, Bob?
I can see it a little bit. Yep. Yep.
Okay, I don't know
I
if
can see
I'm
it.
in front of the camera here. I need to double check, but let's get a little closer. Okay, right there, Universe Splitter. It's Michigan State and UCLA. So in one universe,
Right. I see it.
okay. So we're gonna hit this button and we're gonna get the answer.
Just move it a little bit more towards the center so I can see it. Mhm. Okay.
Anything happen?
I can see it a little bit. You got to move it more towards your right.
Okay, I'm not gonna hold it up to the screen. I'm just gonna get it and run it.
Hmm.
So for whatever reason, it didn't work. That's weird. But let me try one more time. Otherwise, I'll just flip a coin in my head and pick someone. This is we're making this thing a little fun. Here we go. All right. Pay attention to what it says.
If I can see it.
Okay, what's it say? Oh, it says you are in the universe in which you should pick UCLA. All right, so I'm going with UCLA.
Okay.
The universe splitter says I'm in the universe to pick UCLA. We're going with UCLA.
Right.
All right. I do not advise using the universe splitter to gamble, folks. Believe me, I've already tried. I've already tried. It
Didn't
didn't
work, huh?
work at not one time. So just go with that. Now we're moving on to the number 3 seed and the 14 seed in the East. Number 3, Texas. Number 14, Abilene Christian.
Yeah, Texas is good, really good, but at the same time, they kind of fall short. They kind of they'll win this game, obviously, but I wonder about them.
Yes, I agree. Texas, they had a decent year. They made a run. Who won the Big 12? Did they win the Big 12?
Uh,
Or I don't know.
during the season, I don't know if I think they
I think
did,
they won the
but it,
conference tournament. I think.
okay,
I'm not.
okay,
They made the final because Kansas had to drop out because of COVID.
right,
So yeah, we're both gonna go with Texas on that. That's pretty self-explanatory
yeah,
pick.
yeah, it is. Yep.
Moving on, we have number 7 Connecticut, number 10 Maryland.
I'm going with your favorite team, Rob, Connecticut.
I'm gonna pretend I didn't hear those words, Bob, at all whatsoever.
Yeah,
Now again, I am in no way making this pick because I want it to happen. I'm just using my mind and what I believe will happen. And unfortunately, regrettably, terribly, I got to
you're
go with
picking
UConn over
Connecticut.
Maryland. I don't think Maryland has it.
Has enough.
No.
No.
Okay. Then we go to the bottom of the bracket. Oh, this one I'm excited for. Number 2 Alabama and their new coach Nate Oates took Alabama to the SEC Conference Championship, and now he faces Rick Pitino in the MAC, the Iona, number 15. What do you like?
Well, you know what? I know Iona had a great year and he's a great coach, but don't let that fool you. I think Alabama. They're just
I'm
better.
going to let it fool me, and I'm going to say Rick Pitino gets this team and somehow pulls it off. This, folks, is my biggest upset of the tournament pick right here. I'm calling it now on the record, public. Number 15, Iona, Rick Pitino knocks out the 2 seed Alabama.
Hmm.
We'll see what happens.
Interest.
Yes,
Yeah,
that's
interesting.
my upset of the tournament right there.
Yeah. No, I just don't see it happening. But okay.
It's a stretch. I'll be honest. It's a stretch. I
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah.
Alabama's pretty
Yeah.
talented, and he's a good coach. Nate Oates is a very good coach. I mean, there's a reason that they've taken over the SEC this quick because Nate Oates is a good coach. But I cannot go against Rick Pitino, even if he's leading a team of YMCA players.
Oh, I know. Oh, I know. He's a great coach, but I think Bama will take him. They're just more talented.
All right, you're going with Bama.
I mean, even a great coach can only go so far. They can't play the game. You
Absolutely,
know.
cannot argue that
So
point.
no. So I'm kind of thinking, yeah, Alabama.
All right, so we're off to the round of 32 in the East region. Excuse me. We have you pick Michigan, I pick Michigan, and you have LSU in the second round. I have St. Bonaventure. Who do you like?
And that could
Michigan,
be
LSU.
it's an eight. It's an
It's
eight
eight
nine.
nine
So that can
exactly. Eight
be.
nine is kind of a coin flip usually.
Yeah.
So if LSU does make it, how do they fare against Michigan?
Uh, it depends, Rob. It just depends on is this Michigan kid going to play? If the kid's healthy enough to play, or if somebody steps up off the bench to fill in for him, he's good. So I don't know. And Michigan had a deep run last year. It couldn't, Michigan will beat them. But if not, then LSU can knock them out or St.
So
Bonnie's.
it's an unknown if he's going to play in the second round.
Yeah, he's out indefinitely. So nobody, as of now, I would
Do
say
we know what
no.
the
He's
reason
not.
is?
Yeah, I do. He hurt his foot. He had a stress fracture on his foot. He's got a walking boot, and he did it in the Ohio State game, I believe. So he's out indefinitely. So that's not good. That can change people's picks easily. Injuries have a lot to say, or a lot of say in this. So
Yeah, I want to pick St. Bonaventure over Michigan, especially now that you're talking about that. But
I think Michigan will win the
yeah,
game.
I don't. I just don't. Even if that guy's gone, they have talented players.
Yeah, they're
I
just too
just
good
think
for
they're just too
them.
good. Sorry, Bonnie's
Although,
fans. What do
wait
you
a
mean,
minute, wait a
although?
minute.
Give me a reason.
You have
Give me
St.
a reason.
Bonnie. Yeah, you
Give
okay?
me a
You have
reason to
St.
pick this.
Bonnie's, right?
Pick the Bonnies.
Okay. Well, the Bonnies are pretty good, but what I'm telling you is you have St. Bonnie's playing this game. I had LSU, right? That's who I picked. If Michigan plays LSU and that kid's not there, I'm going to pick LSU because you know what I'm saying?
Well, again, we're making our official public picks, Bob. So you go with Michigan, you go with LSU.
Because if the
No if.
LSU,
Who's your pick?
yeah, but the if has to play into it a little bit because you don't know if the kid's going to play.
I know, but the
Uh,
if isn't. But we're making our official picks.
yeah. Okay. I'm just going to assume he's not going to play and say LSU.
All right, so let's both die on that hill. I'm going to assume he's not going to play and go St. Bonaventure. Sweet 16 for the Bonnies. Mike Schmidt's a
Okay.
good coach. I'm gonna. I would have Michigan deep if I didn't hear about this
Oh,
player.
if he plays, it's Michigan. There's no doubt.
All right, so we made our official pick, but we have an addendum of
Right.
if there.
There's an
Asterisk.
asterisk
There
next
you
to
go.
this. Yeah.
Okay, moving on. We both picked Colorado over Georgetown playing Florida State. So you have 5 Colorado versus 4 Florida State.
Right. Uh, hmm. You would think Florida State, but I wonder about them. Mm, let me let me look this up. They both have the same strength of schedule. Uh, Florida scores more points. They give up more points. Maybe Florida State in a close one, I would say. Although, Colorado. One thing about Colorado, they shoot well everywhere. They shoot well in the paint. They got a big guy, so that's going to be hard for Florida State. But I'm leaning Florida State, I guess.
You're going Florida State. I'm going Florida State as well. I think they're more talented than
Yeah, and I've seen
Colorado.
Colorado. They do look beatable at times. Like I said, UCLA had them beat, in Colorado. So
All right. Moving on, we have the you picked UCLA, I believe, over BYU, assuming UCLA beats Michigan State, going to the round of 32, right?
no, I picked
You picked
BYU.
BYU to win and go to the round of 32.
Yeah,
Okay, so they would play Texas, the number 3 seed. You have BYU playing Texas.
right. I do.
Who do you like in that game?
Uh, hmm. I know what the the pick everybody thinks is going to win, but I'm going to go with BYU.
I didn't have BYU advancing, but I did have Texas advancing. I believe Texas will win whoever they play.
Mm-hmm.
That's my pick.
BYU is going to be a tough
Oh,
out. They
BYU
shoot really.
shoots great, and they had Gonzaga. They had a lead over Gonzaga the whole
They
game in the
That's right. They
conference
did. That's
championship.
right. That's right. And my brother kept telling me no, but that's not right. I watched a lot of that
Yeah, I
game.
did too.
They were winning,
Yeah, they were. They played well. They just couldn't hold it at the end.
right? Because Gonzaga has too much, you
That's
know.
it. Uh,
But but BYU, I think they're going to beat Texas.
so the next
Yeah.
matchup contains you picked Connecticut over Maryland. So Connecticut, according to you, would be facing number 2 Alabama.
Right. Maybe I should pick Connecticut just for you, Rob. Alabama, they're better.
So yeah, if Alabama advances, I think they'll beat Connecticut. I'm not. I'm picking. I'm sticking to my super upset special, and I'm sticking to my super upset special to go to the Sweet 16, beating Connecticut.
Right.
So
Right.
we'll see what happens there. But I think if Alabama wins, they will beat Connecticut.
You think Iona's going to beat Alabama?
That that's
Go to the Sweet
that's my
16?
wild super upset of the tournament pick. And if they do win that
Yeah.
game, I think they'll win the next game.
Mhm.
Um, but that's
Um,
that's me putting all the cards on the table for the upset.
mhm.
Okay, so now we have our Sweet 16. So here's our asterisk. We're back to the asterisk. You went. What did you do officially? You went LSU officially.
Yes.
Okay, so you went LSU officially.
Because I was assuming that, you know, the guy's hurt. So
Okay, so I went. I would have had.
he was
I would have had St.
St.
Bonaventure playing Florida State. You would have LSU playing Florida State. Who do you like?
Uh, I'd say Florida State in a close one.
Florida State and St. Bonaventure's magical run, and yes, I go Florida State to lead eight over St. Bonaventure.
Right.
Other bracket of the Sweet 16, you have BYU playing Alabama.
Yeah, I do. Um, I think Bama will beat him, but it'll be tough. It'll be close.
So you're going to have Bama in the Elite Eight over BYU.
Hmm. Hmm.
So I would actually the Cinderella's run ends in that one against Texas, and I'd have Texas in the Elite Eight.
Okay.
All right, so now we have our
Okay.
Elite Eight matchup. We have Florida State in yours with mine too, and you have Alabama in the Elite Eight against Florida State.
Bama.
So you're going Bama to the Final Four.
Yeah.
I would have Texas versus Florida State with Leonard Hamilton going to the Final Four. And yes, that's ACC bias, but I don't care. They've been the Elite Eight a couple times recently, and this year is the year they go.
You think Florida State's
Florida
going?
State over Texas is my pick.
Yeah. And see, the thing is, I know that this is official, but this is also, since it's an
Yeah,
asterisk, if the Michigan kid comes back, I have them going to the Final
I
Four
agree.
and maybe even winning it
If
all.
if they're at
So
full strength, I have Michigan in the Final Four too, with the asterisk going on here.
right,
So we
right,
just have to see how that plays out.
right.
All right, so currently we have Gonzaga and Florida State in half the Final Four.
You do. I
Oh,
have
you have out?
Alabama.
Yes. I have Florida State and Gonzaga. Bob has Florida State and Alabama. Moving on to.
No, hold it. I have Gonzaga and Alabama.
I'm sorry. Again, correction. I have. Who do I have in the first one?
You had Gonzaga and Florida State.
I have Gonzaga and Florida State. You have Gonzaga and Alabama.
Right.
One more time, folks. Rob, me. I have Gonzaga and Florida State, and
Right.
Bob has Gonzaga and Alabama. All right. I'm not. We're not writing anything down. This is why this is happening.
And again, right. And again, should the Michigan guy happen to come back, and they may try to get him back, they're already giving him treatments and all. Um, then I have Gonzaga, Michigan on that side.
All right. So we are now moving to the South region, where number one Baylor faces number 16 Hartford.
Baylor,
Baylor,
not even.
Baylor takes care of business.
Yeah, not even a thought.
Moving on, we have number 8 North Carolina to number 9 Wisconsin.
Close one. Wisconsin's in a good conference, but I'm leaning North Carolina here.
Oh, you're moving. You seem to be shifting. It seemed like you were favoring Wisconsin in the days prior.
No, I said that I think if North Carolina got in it, they would take Baylor out, and I do think that's going to happen. So, uh, and both teams, I mean, are their rank, their strength of schedule is pretty close, 19-25. So, uh, I'm going North Carolina though in a really close game. So, and yeah, I mean it's 8-9, so anything can happen. But
I pretty much agree with you wholeheartedly there. 8 North Carolina over Wisconsin. Close. Close.
Right.
There's the 5-12 again. We have Villanova and number 12 Winthrop.
Yeah,
Isn't Villanova
I did a
banged
lot of.
up?
They are, and that's why I don't trust it. Um, there was a because of that. I in some of my brackets, I made so many of them. I actually picked Winthrop to beat them,
Yeah, I'm leaning
but
towards
that's because
Winthrop in the ups and that 5-12
yeah,
upset that they always try to get.
right. Well, the only reason though I'm leaning that way is because of the injuries, and I don't think that the guys are coming back, right? That are hurt,
I don't think so. I mean, they were on crutches, I think, when I saw them play in the Big East
right?
tournament for a minute.
Right. So I'm going Winthrop. I mean, two injuries will change everything here. So,
Yeah, I'm going to go Winthrop
but
too. 12 upsetting the 5.
mhm, yep. Because the thing about like I think Villanova's seventh in strength of schedule, I believe.
Okay, Bob, it looks like the
Yeah,
stream
they are.
has betrayed us once again. Our stream quality has diminished, so we're just going to kind of ride this out for a moment, folks, and hopefully the stream quality will resume its excellent condition. I'm not sure why it dipped, but that's the message I'm getting. So we will hold at the moment. We have just picked Winthrop, the number 12 seed, to upset the number 5 seed, Villanova. Uh, who do you think? What conference do you think will have the best run in the tournament? Overall
Prob
wins.
oh, probably the Big Ten, I guess. I would think so. It was the best conference all year. I can't see it not happening, but in the tournament, you never know. It's one game and everything changes. So, I would go Big Ten though. I would think.
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go with home cooking. I think the ACC is gonna have a good run. The conference started off poorly, lost the big, pretty much got crushed in the Big Ten ACC Big Ten Challenge. But with the season under the belt, I think the conference will do better. Which major conference do you believe will perform the most poorly?
Oh, mm, um, I don't know, Rob. I mean, who's to say? I mean, it could be the Pac-12 for all we know. I don't know. A lot has to do with tonight if UCLA wins. I mean, that's a bad start. I don't want to say Pac-12 though. I'm not going to say that.
Yeah, I'm gonna
So,
go with the Big 12.
yeah,
Even though I have Texas in the
yeah,
Final Four in my pick, I still
that's what I'm
I just
thinking.
don't trust that conference, and I hope that's the case.
No, I don't either.
Yeah,
Some of those teams aren't that. Kansas is there. They're not that good. They're not.
but yeah, we don't really have. I mean, I picked my little crazy wild upset run with
Right.
Iona, and then St. Bonaventure getting the Sweet 16. I got to look at the rest of the
Yeah.
bracket. I don't know if I have any of those left in the tank.
I don't. I don't think. I really don't think that they're very good. I don't think Texas is that good either. They're funny to me. There's something funny about them.
Yeah, Shaka Smart. He can go on a run with his teams, or they can kind of bow out. They're kind of hit or miss a bit. They seem to be talented though.
They're talented. They're good, but I just don't know how good. And I at times they're inconsistent. So I don't trust them. I mean,
So again, folks, we apologize for the technical difficulties. The stream quality has diminished, but hopefully it will resume to excellent quality in a moment. And then we'll resume our picks as we go along into the South bracket. The first game today is at 5 o'clock. I didn't. I think it is. I didn't see which one it was. It might be the Wichita
it's.
State Drake matchup,
I think it's Wichita and Drake. Yeah. Hmm.
and then each game. I think there might be two games at a time because that's a late start for 4 games. Maybe not, or maybe they're staggered the starts. But we'll find
Right.
out. I'm gonna try to catch that UCLA Michigan State game. That's an intriguing opening play-in game.
Yeah, I'll probably be out tonight somewhere, so I'll watch it. I'll definitely watch it because it's UCLA. You know, definitely.
Definitely. Yeah, I'm gonna try to have these games on in the background because this is my haven of sports time, the tournament. So I'm definitely gonna be. Hopefully YouTube, hopefully our streaming service brings us back to excellent quality. But I think it's improving enough where we can continue. It's been 6 minutes at this quality, but we did stop the picks when that happened. Now Bob, they can still hear us. Fine. The
Mm-hmm.
audio is going through fine. It's just likely to be somewhat of a lag with the video.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to say we just keep going on and we'll clean it up as necessary.
Okay.
Because otherwise, we're going to be too idle, and we don't want that. No one wants to be idle.
Right.
So moving on, we just picked the mutual upset, the number 12 Winthrop over number 5 Villanova.
Yeah,
I think Villanova's injured, banged up, and they're going to pay the price for it.
I agree. They really haven't been right. I mean, they were in the top three most of the year, and they may have even been number one for a little bit. But since that injury, everything changed for them. There's no doubt.
Absolutely. So moving on, we have number 4 Purdue versus number 13 North Texas.
Yeah,
I
Purdue.
go with Purdue. I don't think there's much to debate there. I think they're clearly superior.
No, yeah,
Moving on,
hmm
number 6 Texas Tech versus number 11 Utah State.
yeah. Texas Tech. I don't think Utah has enough.
I agree.
I looked it up. Texas Tech's pretty darn
Yeah,
good, actually. So,
I was. Yeah, I could have saw them being a 4 or 5. So they're
hmm
good. Yeah, I don't really think there's much to discuss there. I think Texas Tech takes it. Then we
hmm
have number 3 Arkansas and number 14 Colgate.
Arkansas. They actually score a lot of points a game. They're actually pretty tough. They score 86 a game. I'm sorry, 82, and they give up 70. That's a plus 12.
Yeah, I want to
That's
pick
really good.
Colgate. I really do. But I think Arkansas, based on exactly everything you said, it's too much firepower, and Arkansas is going to beat Colgate.
And their BPI is 14. That's pretty high. So
Yeah, Colgate's had a good run, but they just Arkansas is another animal.
they are much better.
So moving on, we have number 7 Florida versus number 10 Virginia Tech.
Oh, I don't know how much I trust Florida. I'll give them the nod here, but obviously they're not the same Florida as they used to be. But Virginia Tech is 4-0 against the top 25. The ranks, the BPI ranks are close, 32, 39. The conference, they're 9-4. Actually, you know what? They have a lot of even or slightly better stats than Florida. You know what? Looking at this, I'm going to go Virginia Tech.
Yeah, Virginia Tech though of recent has kind of been reeling though. They had
Yeah,
a
but that
they had
doesn't.
a strong start in midseason, then they withered a little bit. But I'm still going to pick them too. I'm going to go with Virginia Tech.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
think they get it together, they regroup, the rebound, and they take care of business.
yep,
Then we have, I think this will be a quick pick, number 2 Ohio State,
yeah,
number 15 Oral Roberts.
yeah. Ohio State.
Yeah, Ohio State takes that
Nice,
one.
nice to see or Roberts make it, but
They,
Ohio State.
yeah, pretty much don't stand a chance.
No.
No, we have now that concludes the South opening round. So going to the second round in the South, we both picked Baylor and we both picked North Carolina.
Yeah, I'm picking North Carolina.
I'm going with Carolina too. Baylor, all they need is a dry shooting day, and that's it for them.
Yeah, from
And North
three because
Carolina
they
is
can't do
so
much
big,
else.
and they're going to crash those boards. I'm going with Carolina, Sweet 16.
Yeah, and they don't they don't. I don't think they shoot very well from the foul line, Baylor, and that doesn't bode well now, does it? Oh no, they don't. Nope. Yeah, I'm going with
All
North
right, we're
Carolina.
both picking North Carolina to the Sweet 16. Next up, we both pick number 12 Winthrop over Villanova. We both pick Purdue. Winthrop and Purdue.
Purdue.
I'm going with
You can
Purdue.
only go so you can only go so far, when you're a 12 for the most part. I go with Purdue.
I'd say
They're better.
Purdue, regardless of who they play in that game. Purdue's going to win.
Right.
When we pick Winthrop, so I
Right.
have Purdue as well. Purdue in the Sweet
Right.
16. Moving on, we both pick Texas Tech and we both pick Arkansas.
Yeah.
Texas Tech is the 6th seed. Arkansas is the 3.
Right. Um, Arkansas. It'd be close and it's tough, but I think Arkansas. They score a lot more points than Texas Tech. Both BPI ranks are really good, and yeah, they give up a few more points than 7 more actually than Texas Tech, but I think Arkansas. They're better.
Okay, I'm struggling to make a pick there. So, Texas Tech, Arkansas. Consult the universe splitter is what I'm going to do again.
Right.
So, pick Texas Tech. Pick Arkansas. All right, here it comes. And we are go for launch. Get out of here. Okay, we are in the universe that says I should pick Texas Tech. Therefore, I'm picking Texas Tech.
And you may be right. It's pretty tough. I mean, the stats are really close, so it just depends on how the game breaks and who makes their foul shots. It could be Texas Tech, but I'm taking Arkansas.
Okay, moving on. We both picked Virginia Tech and we both picked Ohio State.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going with Ohio State. I think that
Me
Virginia Tech
too.
can't beat them.
Me too. Right. Me too.
All right. That rounds up the second round in the South. Moving on to the Sweet 16. All right. We both have North Carolina and we both have Purdue.
Yeah. Purdue.
All right. This
They're
is
better
where
than
we
Carolina.
deviate. I'm going to stick with Carolina.
Okay.
They're just so big. Um, I think.
Purdue's big too, though. They're pretty big.
I think that's our Sweet 16 pick. Yeah, Purdue has the advantage of top preparation, but I'm going to show my ACC bias and go with Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
All right, the other Sweet 16 matchup. You have Arkansas. I have Texas Tech. Arkansas against Ohio State.
Mm-hmm. Ohio State in a close one.
I have Ohio State regardless if they play Texas Tech or Arkansas, so I pick Ohio State
Uh-huh.
as well.
Right.
All right, Elite Eight matchup leaves. You have Purdue and you have Ohio State, right? Yeah,
Yeah.
Purdue and Ohio State. So a Big Ten Elite Eight for you.
Ohio State.
You have Ohio State. I have Carolina and Ohio State.
Mm.
Hmm. I'm going Ohio State.
Yeah.
I think
I
Carolina. That's the end of their run.
yeah, and you know what? I watched them. They're not nearly as good as they once were, big or not.
No, and
So,
Carolina could drop earlier. I mean, nothing. It would not surprise me at all to see Carolina lose in the first round, or not. I could see them bowing out at any point. To me, it's not a solid run to the Elite Eight. But I think
right.
if North Carolina makes it there, I don't think they're winning that game. I think Ohio State's too talented.
No, right. I do too. Hmm. That's right. See, I totally agree with that. So, but yeah.
Okay, now we go to the last bracket of the day before we close shop. We have the Midwest, which means number one
Hmm.
Illinois and 16 Drexel.
Let's see. Illinois.
Yeah, I'm going to take three guesses. Two of them don't count, and that would be Illinois.
Yep.
Number eight, Loyola Chicago. Number nine, Georgia Tech.
Tough
Tough
one.
one.
Georgia Tech's actually really good.
Hmm.
And Loyola's pretty darn good.
Yeah.
Um, it's an 8-9. Um, Loyola in a close one. They have all the better stats across the board. So
Again,
I mean,
I'm going with
they
Georgia Tech. I like Alvarado. He's a scrappy guard. He's a ball hawk.
right.
Um, Moses Wright is an underrated big guy. I think I don't think he'll stop Krutwig, but I don't think Krutwig's going to go off. So I'm going to go with Georgia Tech. No Cinderella year for Loyola this year.
Okay.
All right, number five, Tennessee. Number 12, Oregon State.
Uh, I don't trust Tennessee. You know that,
I don't
but I
either.
just
I'm
don't
looking
think
at that. I don't really trust them either.
no. But I don't know how good. I mean, Oregon State is, but I'm going Tennessee, and I don't trust Oregon State either. So, but they did win the Pac-12 tournament, did they not?
They
No, Colorado did.
Colorado did.
You know what they? That's right. They upset Oregon though in the tournament.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to go with Tennessee too. Not going to be shocked if Oregon State wins.
Right.
So then we have Oklahoma State, number four, number 13, Liberty.
Oklahoma
Oh,
State. They got the best player in the country.
yep, they got the star, so Oklahoma State
Yeah.
over Liberty. Then we have
Right.
the number six San Diego State Aztecs versus the number 11 Syracuse Orangemen.
Yeah, I know you've been waiting for this one, Rob, and I know
Of
who you're
course,
picking.
there's no doubt about it.
Right. But I'm going San Diego State because I think that I know it's killing you, but
I picked UCLA to beat Michigan State. Maybe I need to take that back.
maybe maybe they will. Yeah, but I think it because they killed UCLA this year. They killed a lot of teams, and if you look at their everything across the board, they had a better uh, BPI rank, better strength of schedule. They only give up 60 points a game. They score as many points as you guys do. You both score around 75. Um, their conference record was 14-3. They're 2-0 against the top 25. You guys are 1-3. I think San Diego
Stats,
State.
Mats, it's Syracuse. Throw all that garbage out the window when it comes to the Cuse, man. Which
Get,
high
that's right, Rob.
ceilings,
Get rid of
high
the
ceiling
facts.
Syracuse shows up, win. Low ceiling Syracuse shows up, loses. I'll just leave it at that.
Yeah.
Moving on, number three, West Virginia, number three versus number 14, Morehead State.
Yeah, West
Going with
Virginia.
Huggy Bear. I'm going with Huggy Bear too.
Right.
Number seven, Clemson. Number 10, Rutgers.
I don't believe in Rutgers. I'm not big on
No.
Clemson, but I'm going to go with Clemson, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, Rutgers seems to be reeling. But
Yeah, they
Clemson's
do.
kind of
They
reeling
looked
too
awful
a
in
little
that playoff game.
bit. I'm gonna go Rutgers.
Right. Okay.
I'm gonna go
Okay.
Rutgers. Um,
Right.
then we have number two Houston, number 15 Cleveland State.
Houston.
I'm going Houston.
Yeah.
All right, second round. We've got number one Illinois, and you picked Loyola, number eight.
Hmm. Yeah. Illinois.
Yeah, I picked Georgia Tech, but I believe regardless, Illinois wins that game, no matter who they play in
Hmm.
that game.
Hmm.
And then, did you pick Tennessee? I think we both picked Tennessee and Oklahoma State to win.
Yeah. Um. Oklahoma State.
Yeah, I'm going Oklahoma State as well. You pick San Diego State to play West Virginia. Um,
I
who do you
did.
have win? If that happens, who would you have win?
San Diego State.
Man, you like those guys.
I do.
Oh, they are on a 14-game win
They're really
streak.
good. Yeah, I know it. And I don't believe in Huggins is good, but he also loses games in his career where he definitely should have won them. I'm going with San Diego State, and they're no slouch.
Well, you know who I'm going with. Then,
West Virginia.
no, I'm not going West Virginia.
Oh, that's right, because you picked Cuse. Or
um,
maybe you should go with West
but
Virginia.
if, and that's a if, San Diego State does beat Syracuse, yeah, I think they would beat West Virginia if they won. Hopefully that doesn't happen.
They could. They could, because I don't, like I said, West Virginia is, I mean,
Now, if
Huggins is
Syracuse
always,
wins, they have the advantage in that second round. Syracuse always has the advantage in the short turnaround game. They only
mhm,
have a day to prepare. It's not enough. And regardless of West Virginia playing Morehead State, they still got to prepare for Morehead State. You can't just ignore them.
right.
So that's how I see that. So the next one we have, you pick Clemson, I pick Rutgers against Houston. I
Houston,
pick
doesn't
Houston.
matter
Doesn't
which
matter
one.
which one. Houston's going to win that game.
Right. Hmm.
So now we have our Sweet 16 for the last bracket,
Right.
which leaves us with Illinois and Oklahoma State. Good
Hmm.
game.
Yeah, it is a good game. And, a star can actually bust you, you know. But I'm leaning towards Oklahoma. I'm sorry. What am I saying? I'm leaning towards Illinois. I'm going to say Illinois.
I'm going to go Oklahoma State just because you had that little slip there.
Ah, there you
You
go.
know what? Like the stars.
Hmm.
But Illinois is a good pick. I mean, I'm not going to raise a fuss.
Yeah.
And then the
Right.
others, you have San Diego State against Houston.
San Diego State. Yes. No, I got Houston in
You
this
got
one.
Houston. You got
But you know
Houston in
what?
the Elite
Yeah.
Eight.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't. And so the
I
Elite
know. I
Eight
know.
for you is you have Illinois and Houston. I mean, that's a great matchup if it happens.
Right. Illinois. They're better coached, and they got a lot of players. So Illinois.
All right, so Bob, you've rounded out your final four
Hmm.
with Ohio State,
Right.
and you just picked Illinois, Ohio State, Illinois, Gonzaga, and who did you pick? Alabama.
Yep.
So Gonzaga, Alabama, Ohio State, Illinois for you.
Hmm.
And I would have Gonzaga, Florida State, um, Ohio State, and the most high and glorious Cuse. All right,
Yeah.
that's my final four. So then you have your final four. You have Gonzaga versus Alabama. Who do you like?
Gonzaga.
I have Gonzaga, Florida State. I go Florida State.
You think you're gonna knock Gonzaga
They're
off?
they're talented, man, and
Yeah, they're
they'll
not
have
though.
preparation time. But I think Mark Few has a coaching edge, honestly, over Leonard Hamilton.
Hmm.
So
Oh
so
yeah.
then
Oh, for sure.
that leaves you with Ohio State and Illinois in the other one.
Ooh, it's close, and they played each other 1,000 times. And I know that I'm gonna go Illinois in a really close one.
You're going Illinois over Ohio State. So you have Gonzaga and Illinois in the final.
Hmm.
Syracuse gets revenge over the Elite Eight hose job from 2012 and faces Florida State in the championship. And you have Gonzaga and Illinois. And
Yes,
who's your winner? So
Gonzaga.
Bob is going with on the Gonzaga train. He's going Gonzaga all the way. I think you've made a pretty good bracket, Bob. You know who I'm picking. Hopefully, win it all. Picks and betting be damned. I'm going with the heart.
Yeah, I know. I know. Oh, to get to the final game and win it all. Yeah. You know what? I didn't even go with my heart with UCLA because I know all the trouble they had and how hard it's going to be. But you know what?
May it be, may it be. Please let it be.
I I picked I guess 10 brackets on ESPN. I did one with your friend. Uh, I only picked Syracuse one time in all those brackets to beat San Diego
Brutal.
State. I just don't think they're going to do it. I just don't.
Well, you and a lot of people don't. All the I think
Yeah,
all the people on Sports Illustrated picked against them too. But I love that to pick
right.
against us. You didn't know. That's
It's
all.
not.
It went.
No,
If
no.
they
I'm
win,
not.
it's
I'm not
they didn't
picking
know.
against you. I just don't think they're
Oh,
going to
I know
win.
you're not picking against me. You're going by
Right.
your mind. You're using your reason based on what you know, your knowledge, and you're making a pick. That's all.
Exactly.
I don't use when it comes to Syracuse. I just pick Syracuse.
No, you
I
don't.
don't care.
No, you. I'm actually a little. I'm a little shocked that you. I figured you'd pick him in the first round, maybe even the second, but past that, I didn't think you would.
Well,
But
I
you
have to
did.
go on the record for it. I have to at least call it.
Right.
Got to call it. So we'll see what
Right.
happens. Hopefully I'm proven
I
right.
do think. I do think BYU is going to be really hard out. I actually have them going to the Final Four in one of my 10 brackets. Because you can pick a million.
So
So
Bob, we're gonna close it out there. Any closing thoughts before we go?
yeah, yeah. Two thoughts. Tomorrow we're gonna try to get Tracy Murray on, and we're gonna get Jim Herrick on this week and Tyus Edney. So I want you guys all to watch. Please watch and like and subscribe.
Absolutely. Please watch, like, and subscribe. Technical issues will resolve, and the big guests are coming, folks. Signing off for the Sports Show with Bob Spino. This is Rob. Take care, Bob.
Take care, Rob. Nice
You
seeing you
too.
again.
Bye now.